Hi, this is Lara at Elliott Wave Forex with a free US dollar index Elliott Wave analysis for you, looking at movement up to and including trading session the 19th of October from New York. And if you would like analysis of the euro and or the pound on a daily basis, you'll find it on this site. I want to start this US dollar analysis with a look at a historical chart. A quick look at the big picture. According to my wave count, this is within a cycle degree wave C to the upside. Within that, we've had this 5-wave structure for wave 1, an ABC, textbook perfect expanded flat correction for a second wave at primary degree, and we're working on a third wave at primary degree to the upside now. Since I've done this historical chart, prices move quite a lot lower, and it looks like today we may have an end to downwards movement with an end to the second wave at intermediate degree. If we see any further downwards movement, price cannot move below this point, the start of wave 1 blue, and we'll look at that one in a minute. This expanded flat correction, I say it's a textbook perfect because this A wave is a 3-wave structure, this B wave has a corrective count, and this C wave, I wouldn't want to count this any other way than a 5-wave structure. It's got a very clear 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and each of these subwaves fits nice into a trend channel. This second wave is just 1.94 short of 1.618, wave C of this expanded flat is just 1.94 short of 1.618, the length of wave A, which is the most common relationship between the two for an expanded flat correction. And wave B here is a 111% correction of A, so it's exactly what we would expect for an expanded flat. So that's one reason why I have a lot of confidence with this wave count. The subdivisions here are perfect, and the Fibonacci ratio between A and C is very close indeed, exactly what we would expect. So I expect this is an expanded flat correction, which means the trend is up. We have an impulsive structure to the upside, an ABC zigzag to the downside, probably over now. The next move for the dollar should be upwards movement that must move above the start of wave A blue and must make a new high above this point. Taking you now to a daily chart just for the last 1 year, where this black 1 and this maroon 2 down here is this black 1 up here and this maroon 2 down here. I wouldn't want to be seeing this as a zigzag or a correction of, it has a strong impulsive count. I would not want to be trying to count this one as a zigzag, as I know some people have. Thereafter, this downwards movement, very, very obviously a zigzag. I had a target 74.98. Price has fallen 1.16 short of that target. Any further downwards movement cannot move below 74.18. We've got some movement to the upper edge of this small pink parallel trend channel that contains wave C blue to the downside. I've drawn this one using Elliott's technique, so I'll place quite a lot of confidence in it. It works pretty well. A trend line first drawn from 1 to 3 and then a parallel copy placed on the high of 2 shows us wave 4 came pretty close to it. We've got a 5th wave overshoot, really common for C waves to do that in their little trend channel, and now we have movement to the other side, to the upper edge of this trend channel. I'm going to leave a question mark over do we have a big trend change today, however, until I see a full bar comfortably outside the upper edge of this small pink parallel channel. That's when I'll have a lot more confidence that the trend has changed from down to up, and I'll have full confidence that the trend is up when we see a full bar outside the upper edge of this wider blue parallel trend channel that's drawn again using Elliott's technique, this time for a correction around wave 2 at intermediate degree, around the zigzag. A trend line is first drawn from the start of A to the end of B, and a parallel copy is placed on the low of A here. So this trend is down, and when this trend channel, the big wide blue one, is breached, then we can have a lot of confidence that the trend has changed to up. We've got some pretty good Fibonacci ratios within this downwards movement. Wave C blue here is just 1.16 short of equality with wave A blue. That's very, very close indeed. Within wave C at pink degree, wave 3 pink is just 0.17 short of 4.236, the length of this short little wave 1, an unusual Fibonacci ratio, but it is a mathematically correct Fibonacci ratio. Wave 5 pink here is just 0.34 longer than equality with wave 3 pink, so pretty good relationships in there. Within wave 5 pink at green degree, we have some good Fibonacci ratios as well. Wave 3 green is 0.19 short of 1.618, the length of wave 1 green, and wave 5 green is 0.03 longer than 2.618, the length of wave 1 green. So pretty close Fibonacci ratios in that. Since we've had this upwards movement for the last few days, we've got some good Fibonacci ratios and some pretty obviously impulsive movement to the upside. So taking you now to an hourly chart for the last 10 days, where this recent low here is this point down here, and this blue bar, the low of it's a little hard to see, it sits right at this point here. Thereafter, I'm not going to go through the ratios in the last piece of downwards movement here. I did that in the last analysis. If I did that now, we'd run out of time. Within this upwards movement, we can see a 5-wave structure up. I've labelled it 1 green, an ABC zigzag down for a second wave, and now working on the third wave at green to green with a 1 and a very deep second correction. Should be working on a third wave to the upside shortly that must move beyond the end of 1, so should take price 78.36. A short-term target to the upside at 79.4 for 3 orange. Wave 3 will reach 1.618, the length of this wave 1. And thereafter we'll be due for a 4th wave correction to the downside that cannot move into wave 1 price territory, so at that stage price should remain above 78.36. Ratios within wave 1 green to the upside between orange waves. Wave 3 orange is just 0.05 longer than equality with wave 1, and this short little 5th wave is just 0.04 longer than 0.382, the length of wave 1. Within this wave 1 orange to the upside, the ratios between purple waves. Purple wave 3 is just 0.07 longer than 4.236, the length of wave 1. And purple wave 5, this short one at the end, from here to here is just 0.01 longer than 0.618, the length of wave 1. So pretty good Fibonacci ratios there. Within this extended third wave here, aqua wave 3 is 0.05 longer than 1.618, the length of wave 1, and aqua wave 5, the label of, sorry, I put the 5th wave label in the wrong place, I'll fix that one, is just 0.08 short of equality with this first wave here within the third wave extension. According to this wave count, this downwards correction is pretty close to being over, and the C wave is just 0.03 short of equality with the A wave, and equality between A and C is the most common relationship between two, and looking at the ratios between A and C of a 3-wave corrective structure is the best and most reliable way to figure out where it's going to end, rather than simply using those Fibonacci tools on traders' charting packages. It's best to work out the length of A and then expect C to be equal or have a Fibonacci relationship to A. That gives you a more reliable target. So this downwards movement's probably over here. Any further little extension down, price should remain or should not move below 76.92. An important point to note, wave 2 orange can come to touch the start of wave 1, but the rule states wave 2 may not move beyond the start of wave 1. Therefore, price can touch 76.92, but cannot fall below it if this wave count is correct. If my analysis of this recent piece of upwards movement is incorrect, my wave count will be invalidated with movement below 76.14. But we're expecting that it's likely this downwards movement is over, and we should start to see some strong upwards movement from the dollar, probably the rest of today's session. So that's all for me with your free dollar analysis, and I hope this helps you in your trading.